What is up, everybody? Today we're gonna talk about these bad boys, and it's Altra Vanish R. And R stands for race ready, at least that's what their slogan is about. And as you can see, it's quite muddy and a little bit wet from today's run in morning dew. So I've been testing these bad boys out for quite some time. I've been taking it for a ride for faster runs, smaller runs. So now what's so good about it? Well, as you can see, they're really minimal. We have a stag height of just 1.4 centimeters or 14 millimeters. So it's all flat, it's all zero drop, and one of the key features of all Ultras is wide toe box. And as you can see, it's almost paper thin and it's see-through. So you can see my skin throughout there. So it's what they call is kind of like a glove fit. So it fits really nicely, and the mesh is sort of highly engineered with some protection on sides and back for Achilles. But the actual toe box is really thin, and it wraps the foot around, and it feels pretty good actually, because it adapts to your movement. It's way more thin than what other Ultras would have. It has very lightly cushioned sort of feel to it. And if we would compare it with Altra Escalantes, another popular shoe from Altra, both are the same size here, you can see the difference in cushion. So the Escalante is really foamy ride, however the Vanish R, the race ready, are much more kind of minimal ride. It's quite uncomparable, because Escalante is almost twice thicker than that. Both are of course zero drop shoes, and both are muddy and tested well out, as you can see. But just right off the bat, just if we drop that away, is what makes it like this shoe outstanding, for me at least, is that it's minimal. So that's what I'm looking for. For example, I went for Escalantes because I was recovering from injury, and now as I rebuild my strength slowly and still rebuilding my base and aerobic capacity, I want to transition to more minimal ones. And these are, I think, perfect, especially if you're used to, let's say, Innovates or any other minimal shoes. And as you can see, the bottom is quite simple foam, but the biggest kind of thing which makes these outstanding is that propel plate. So that slit in the middle and in the front is basically what we call a TPU, which is thermoplastic plate, and it's woven kind of like a carbon fiber type of thing, which makes you propel much better and kind of returns the energy back, and it's much more springy than, let's say, a typical shoe. And of course this one is so flexible that you can still squish it into nothing, basically just any other minimal shoe. So it's perfect because it gives you that bounce and spring back, but also doesn't limit how you land, and you can have all that feel off the ground. And as you can see, the toe, the big toe, is kind of like isolated with additional rubber. It's quite sturdy, so I think it's gonna last longer than, let's say, the Merrell Baraxis, which is probably one of the best shoes I ever had before. And of course some of the heel landing, which is not really affected in my case, so you don't really land that much on the heel. But as you can see, it's kind of built in that shape to propel as much as possible. So it's kind of like a Ultra's answer to race readiness and kind of like for racing. Because if you compare the other one, which is ridiculously chunky, even if it's lightweight, it's still, it's quite hard to run in those fast. It's kind of like Hokas, where you're basically with two mattresses under your feet running. These ones are super duper light, and you can even see through them. Now on the weight side, Escalantes, for example, are, I think, just beyond 200 grams. Meanwhile, these bad boys are way lighter. It's like 111 grams per shoe, which is, I think, just under 4 ounces for the American friends. And what makes it so special is that you don't really feel that you have anything on your feet. You of course feel some sort of restriction around the heel because it's much more sturdier, but everything else feels really natural. When I got them, the really surprising bit was that they came with 2 different insoles, and I didn't really know, of course, because I don't really like to read the manuals too much. So I just went for a run right off the bat, and they felt super duper tight with my toes jamming against the upper material. Even if it's quite flexible, it felt really uncomfortable. So I was thinking that I got too small of a size, or maybe I needed like an upgrade. And then I had to research to look into that, and apparently they had 2 insoles at once, just for those who, for example, need more cushion. But I just took it out because, again, it doesn't really make sense to have a fast running shoes or minimal shoes with 2 insoles at once. So I guess if you would need more cushion, you can always add more. However, then you would need to keep in mind that it would add additional material to the shoe. It would make it heavier, as well as would reduce the sizing, and you might need to get like a half a size more, because otherwise, you know, you might experience some blistering or just discomfort in general. I think this is easily one of the best shoes this year and last year I had. I think I'm also quite excited by Altras right now because they're all zero drop, they're all minimal. Some of them are quite foamy, but if they keep on releasing shoes like that with minimal stack, with minimal sort of feel, where you can feel every step of the way and you can kind of adjust and run naturally, that's gonna be amazing. Altra, as shoemakers, they present this as a shoe for track work, speed workouts, road races, everything what's fast and kind of like a low distance. However, I think it's a good pick for those who want to do even, you know, bigger, slower distances, but in a proper form, and have that flexibility to actually, you know, drop the hammer when it's needed. So, what do you think? Do you think this is a good shoe? Do you think it lacks anything? Do you think you would go for it? I mean, it's as any decent running shoe these days, it's quite pricey, but I think it's not as pricey as any other, you know, like let's say Salmon or something like that, and it has that minimal feel lots of runners are looking for these days. So would you go for this? What do you think about it? Let me know in the comments, share this video, give a like, and of course subscribe to the channel if you like these type of videos. And until next time.